everyone. So today I'm going to be filming a little tutorial for you guys. I just watched a few new videos from some of my favorite YouTube gurus, and most of them were dark, black, glittery. So I pulled most of my inspiration from that. I pulled out some products, and yeah, I'm just going to see where I end up. I hope you guys stay tuned to see what the finished product looks like. So I'm going to go ahead and get right into the look now. First of all, I'm going to start off with my foundation. So today I'm going to be trying to finish up some products that I've been going through my makeup kit and noticed that I haven't used in a while, I guess. The first one I'm going to use is the Rimmel Clean Finish Foundation. So I haven't got this in quite a few months now, and it's time to get it out of my makeup kit. So I'm just going to use a little bit of this. I want my foundation to be really sheer today because I am planning on doing a pretty dark eye and probably a dark lip as well, so I'm just going to apply this with my hands. I'm just going to go ahead and just kind of work this into the skin. This is going to help us to have more of a sheer but perfect foundation. Go right across your lips. And just blend this right into your skin. One thing I actually love about using my hands, obviously you're not going to ever do this on a client, but on yourself it's nice because it's almost like a little face massage as well, and it's really easy to control the amount of product you use and make sure that it's very well blended. Just use a little bit more here. Okay, and just keep, of course, blending until you get it exactly how you want it. Make sure to get both eyes really well. Obviously we're going to be using probably a fair bit of concealer with this look because it is a dark look. We're going to have to do some touch-ups afterwards, but make sure that you get both eyes really well. And there we go. So that's your foundation. I almost forgot to tell you guys, the color was 240 Soft Beige. It's actually the product that I started doing tutorials with, so kind of a flashback there. Okay, so just let this dry a little bit. So you have a full foundation now. I just left that to dry for a moment. I find when I use a liquid foundation, I like to let it set a little bit before I continue on with the rest of my makeup. So, my T-zone, my forehead, just right under the eyes. So now I'm going to go ahead and use my blusher. So for that I'm going to be using my normal old Tarte. This is in the color Dollface. And get a good amount of that on your brush. I'm just going to put this right in the apples of the cheeks. Just like this. I'm just going to bring it back a bit. Just to bring a little bit of color to my face. I'm going to continue with the face afterwards, but I can't handle looking at my face when I look like a ghost like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get right into the eyes now. I'm going to start off with a black base, and for that I'm going to be using a gel liner. Here I have a Physicians Formula Shimmer Strips Custom Eye Enhancing Gel Cream Liner for Hazel Eyes. This is the very bottom of the stack, which is a black. Looks like that. So I'm just going to get a synthetic brush. Let's use a little concealer brush. I'm going to get a little bit on the brush. Just a little bit. Remember that this cream products or gel liners go a long way. And you're just going to start by bringing that across your eyelid. Making sure you stay well under the crease. Going from corner to corner. It doesn't have to be too neat at this point because we are going to blend it and put shadow on top. So this is really just a base to help keep our colors vibrant and true. Make sure you're not using too much product. Remember, again, this does go a very long way. Bring a very little bit under the eyes. Just like that. So you'll end up with something like that. And again, this is just a base. Don't get too worried about it yet. So next I'm going to go in with a coarse kind of shading brush. This I'm actually going to use the blending brush right now. I'm just going to go ahead and bring it across this product. And just kind of neaten it up and blend it in a bit. You definitely want to switch off from eye to eye. Start blending on the eye that you applied first. Because once this product has had a little, excuse me, I missed my voice today, has had a little bit of time to sit on the skin and warm up, really does work something differently. So just continue to blend that until you get it to how you want it. Blend underneath as well. Okay, so that's what that'll look like roughly when it's blended. It should look a lot more even and whatnot than when you first applied it. So of course, if you wanted a really dark smoky eye, you could always just kind of set it from here and go, but it can never be that simple for me now, could it? So next I'm going to take a matte black shadow. This is another product that I pulled out that I'd like to start getting rid of, haven't really used. It's supposed to be a matte black shadow from Annabelle Pigments, and it's just called Matte Black. So let's see how dark this comes out. So I'm really particular on my blacks, let's say. I just really like them to be very, very, very black. We'll see how this goes. This looks like more of a gray to me. Okay, I'm going to switch this out. Not a huge fan of that black, probably why I haven't used it much. I'm going to go in and grab my Naked 2 palette and just black it from Urban Decay, just because it's handy. And it is one of my favorite blacks. It's better. So just bring that across the lid. Make sure when you're working with black shadows or dark shadows that you're tapping off any excess. Anytime you pick up, you tap. And that'll help with fallout. And if you start to have any fallout, one thing that I like to do is throughout the look, work with a powder brush. It'll help. It's not going to be intense, like actually fix anything, but it'll help keep the loose powder off your face. So just set both eyes. And go underneath. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the Naked 2 brush like this. I'm just going to put a little bit of black on the end and just kind of soften. And blend around the edges. You always make sure you keep your eyes even, which can prove to be quite difficult for me because my eyes are really different shapes. But do the best you can. So that's what that's going to look like. Hi guys, sorry, so my camera died there, I just had to charge it quickly. So I'm going to go ahead now, after I put my black in, I'm going to go in with my 120 palette. I'm going to use this really nice warm brown right here. I'm going to use that same fluffy Naked 2 brush, I've cleaned it out really well. So I'm just going to use this nice warm brown here. And I'm going to take that right across the edge of the black. Just kind of blend it a bit into my natural skin color. So I'm just going to use that to blend really well. Make sure that you leave a little bit of space for your highlight. And then of course go ahead and carry that. And then go ahead and maybe with a little bit more matte black. Just kind of darken that edge. If it started to fade away too much. Just like that. So that on both eyes you have a nice gradient brown to black. Next I'm going to go ahead and line my waterline. I just like to get this done and out of the way because it helps me when I'm looking at the finished look to see what else I want to add or where I want to blend more. So just use the same black gel eyeliner that we used as a base on our eye, using an eye pencil as a tool. Just going to go ahead and apply some nice thick black eyeliner into the waterline. Okay. So from there, like I said, I wanted it to be nice and sparkly, so I'm going to use some e.l.f. Makeup Lock Conceal. I'm going to take a little bit of this, and I'm going to take a dark purple or black sparkle. So I have this sparkle stack here. This is a white to black sparkle stack that I made. And you can just buy these sparkle, or these stackers at the dollar store with twist-on lids, and then I just put my own gels in them. Or sorry, my own sparkles in them. So this is like a blacky purple kind of glitter. See that? So that's what I'm going to put on my lid. I'm going to take a clean synthetic brush and use another concealer brush just like what I used for the cream product. And I'm going to take my liner sealer. I'm just going to get a little bit of that out of the container. I'm going to dip my brush into it and then apply it onto my eyelid. And then dip my brush into my sparkles and apply that directly onto my eyelid. Keeping it below the crease. You're going to have a lot of fallout if you're working with sparkles, so keep that in mind. Again, a little bit more sealer base on the other eye. Keeping it below the crease because anywhere that this sticks is where your sparkles are going to stick. And then just apply them all over your lid. If they stop sticking, you'll need a little bit more base, or sealer base. So that's the sparkle part. Now I'm just going to take a big dome brush, the same one, that powder brush I've been using the whole time. And just bring it under the eyes to get rid of as much fallout as possible. So that's pretty much what the eyes are going to look like. I'm just going to do a little bit of a highlight now, just because I can't live without it. For that, I'm just going to use a matte white. Any matte white that you have will work. I'm just going to bring that right directly under my brow and blend it in really nicely. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my brows. So for that I'm using a small smudger brush that looks like this. This is a QO smudger brush. I'm going to use that same warm brown mixed with a little bit of a cooler brown. And just bring that quickly through my brows. Just kind of bring out their shape a bit. And fill in any areas that I'm a little bit sparse. My brows are pretty nice on their own, but it really does just finish them. So I'm just using a mixture of that warm brown and the cooler one that is directly beside it. Just to kind of fill my brows. And like I said, I have a very nice shape and they're not too sparse. There's a couple areas where I wish it would grow a bit thicker, but all in all, they're pretty nice brows. So this is just kind of bring out the shape and enhance them a bit. So that's pretty much it for the eyes. I was going to do lashes. I'm going to quickly put those on and attempt to put those on. I can't find my tweezers, so I might not end up putting them on. We're going to see how that goes, and I'll be right back. So I managed to get the lashes on. These are some pretty neat lashes. Just thought I'd let you guys check them out quickly. Okay, so from there, just to quickly finish the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and whip on some mascara on my bottom lashes. And that pretty much is going to finish the eyes. I'm going to quickly clean up with some concealer. For that I'm using Some Kind of Gorgeous by Benefit. Just quickly kind of bring that under the eyes. I'm just using my fingertips for more controlled application. I'm going to move on to the lips. So for that I'm going to be using a lip liner today. I'll be using another product I like to get out of the kit, which is a Steel Style Flat Liner in 12 Hours Thick and Thin in the color Ruby. So I'm just going to go ahead and take that very quickly, line my lips. These liners have a really awkward shape and I'm not a huge fan of it, so that's why I'm just trying to get them in my kit, and then I won't have to use them anymore. I just find it really awkward to work with though. Okay, I'm going to quickly try and color in the majority of your lip. And just leave a little bit of space in the center. Alright, so from there you're just going to go ahead and apply your lip gloss, and then we're almost done. So I'm going to go ahead and use my Annabelle the gloss, and this is in the color Bitten. It's a bright red. So I'm just going to use that. I'm going to take most of the color off of my brush and just blend it in. And from there, you're pretty much done. I didn't put anything on the cheeks at all because it's a dark lip and a dark eye, so I didn't want to overpower the face at all. If you want to do any cleanup on your red lip, use concealer. Mine seems to have worked out pretty well, so I think I'm good. So yeah. That's the finished look. So thanks everyone for watching and subscribing if you have. If you haven't, make sure you click that button up there and you can keep up to date on all the cool new tips and tricks that I post in my videos. Other than that, hope you're all keeping happy and healthy and have a great day.